Reality Bites, fantasies can also bite. Continued. Good evening, America. I would like to announce on this Tuesday that I shall be embarking on a continuation of my Reality Bites 2 script. Let's start at the scene in the bar. Troy is up on stage playing some songs with his band, and Michael is having some drinks with Vicky and Leilana. Troy finishes the set and begins talking to Michael, Leilana, and Vicky. My version of the scene is a rewrite embellished by me to reflect my romantic and narcissistic desires. Excuse me, Leilana. What is Michael doing here? He decided to drop in. Nice said, Michael. I'm here to fly Leilana and I to New York City. I edited her documentary, and I would like to premiere it at different theaters there. I didn't agree to that. I thought that after seeing what I did with your documentary, you would most certainly be interested in going with me to New York City to give people an opportunity to see what a wonderful film like you are. I don't like what you have done with it at all. You edited out all the parts that are supposed to show the dramatic arc of my happiness, sadness, inner searchings, yearnings, life goals, romantic longings, and philosophical ruminations, and sensationalize it to make it marketable to Philistines. When the checks start coming in, you'll be more than happy with my product, I'm sure. My artistic integrity is the most valuable commodity there is. I know I'm going to be able to succeed with this eventually. If you stick with me, I can guarantee you instant success. I'm looking for artistic success. If I can achieve that, the money will follow. What about me? Go with me and you will travel the world with my rock band. So far, you have only toured the local coffee houses. All of a sudden, the former lover of Leilana shows up to speak to them. His name is Mike Meyer. And he has come to try to get their romance started again. Hi, Leilana. Mike, I don't believe my eyes. You didn't think I forgot about you, did you? I haven't forgotten about you. So how have you been? Who is this guy? Oh, pardon me, Troy. This is Mike. We go way back. What do you do, Mike? I'm in a rock band. And I run a theater company. This evening, we're going to be putting on a performance of William Shakespeare plays. Would you like to come? Sure, I would. I would like to tell you people something else that is very interesting. You people are archetypal characters in a script. The real life characters who portray you could be visited if you come with me. So this is pretty much what this is the concept behind this scene of the movie. Just imagine that there's a separate reality between the actual actors that portray these characters, all the real humans like Winona Ryder and Ben Stiller and Ethan Hawke who act out the scenes in Reality Bites. Their performance is somehow also exists on in another plane of existence in the archetypal realm where the characters that they created exist, where the script, where the ideas, separate from the people who portray the ideas, the notions, the thoughts, the ideas, the characters, separate from the actors who interpret these characters, and it's like a separate reality. It's like when you read a book and like the book is in your imagination, and it's almost like you're giving witness to like scenes in a book or different scenarios in a book that play out, but they really do exist. They exist in an archetypal realm, and so these characters that are being portrayed by Mike Meyer, Jean Garofalo, Ethan Hawke, Ben Stiller, Winona Ryder, and so on and so forth, they exist in an archetypal realm. So what you're giving witness to is you're visiting these people. I mean you're actually witnessing these people, and they think, these people that exist in this archetypal realm, they actually think that it's real life, that they are, that they're in these scenes in the movie Reality Bites, and but it's in an archetypal realm. I mean, it's like a separate realm from like the tangible realm, like here on planet Earth, that we this reality that we think is reality. So they're occupying another reality, but it's the reality of the imagination. They're the inhabitants of the collective imagination. So they're in this realm, but little do they know that they think it's all real. They think it's like completely real. They think there's nothing unreal about it. There's nothing. There's completely real. So they're being told that what they are the product of an imagination of a writer, and so they don't even know that they're the product of the writer's imagination, but they can cross over from that existence, from that reality, into real tangible life here on Earth, and meet the people that are portraying their characters. Is that too confusing? Or and so but then it brings another philosophical question forth. Which is the real reality? The reality of the imagination, that they're the reality of dreams and the imagination, is that reality? And are they the ones that are dreaming us, or are we dreaming them? Is there duality? Is it, are they inextricably bound? Anyways, it's something to think about. Really? Yes, it's a fact. In real life, my character is being played. Where did I leave off? By a guy named, well, also has the name Mike Meyer. The Leilani Pierce character is being played by Winona Ryder. In real life, Mike Meyer is very close to realizing his dream of meeting Winona Ryder, the woman he feels that he's preordained to consummate his love with. The consummation of his love would confer immortality to both of them. True love has that power. Let's go see the play tonight. Are you man? Everybody nods their approval and they go to see the performance. Here's an excerpt from it to begin. Okay, so now I get out my Shakespeare book and do a Shakespeare performance. Okay. I'm just going to sample various Shakespeare plays. How about The Taming of the Shrew? Okay. I love this stuff. I mean, I think it's like some of those brilliant writing ever. And let me see. And it's in tiny print, so I have a hard time, like, with my Coke bottle glasses to try to read this stuff. But I wish I had 20/20 vision. That would be great. Okay. Let's see. Oh, enter Katerina. Good morning, Kate, for that's your name, I hear. Well, have you heard? But something hard of hearing. They call me Catherine that do talk of me. You lie in faith. You are called plain Kate. So what he means, when he says plain Kate, what he's saying is not just simply Kate, not Katerina, but I kind of prefer Katerina. That sounds good. Okay. And was this Bonnie Kate? And sometimes Kate the cursed? But Kate, the prettiest Kate in Christendom. Kate of Kate Hall, my super dainty Kate. For dainties are all Kates, and therefore, Kate, take this of me, Kate of my consolation. Hearing the mildness praised in every town, the virtue spoke of, and thy beauty sounded. Yet not so deeply as to these belongs, myself and moved to woo thee for my wife. Moved in good time. Let him that moved you hither remove you hence. I knew you at the first, you were immovable. Why, what's immovable? A joined stool? Thou hast hit it. Come, sit on me. Asses are made to bear, and so are you. Women are made to bear, and so are you. No such jade as you, if me you mean. Alas, good Kate, I will not burden thee. For knowing thee is to but be young and light. Too light for such a swain as you to catch, and yet as heavy as my weight should be. Should buzz, well ta'en and like a buzzard. Oh, slow-winged turtle, shall a buzzard take thee? Aye, for a turtle, as he takes a buzzard. Come on! Come, you wasp. I faith you are too angry. If I be waspish, best beware my sting. My remedy is then to pluck it out. Aye, if the fool could find it where it lies. Who knows not where a wasp does wear his sting? In his tail. In his tongue. Whose tongue? Yours, if you talk of tails, and so farewell. What, with my tongue in your tail? Now come again, good Kate, I am a gentleman. That I'll try. She strikes him. I swear I'll cuff you if you strike again. So may you lose your arms. If you strike me, you are no gentleman. And if no gentleman, why then no arms. Oh, Harold Kate. Oh, put me in thy books. What is your crest? A cat? What? Okay, that no. I'm gonna skip over that. I don't want to read that. I hear you, Kate. In sooth, you scape not so. I chaff you. If I tarry, let me go. No, not a whit. I find you passing gentle. 'Twas told me you were rough and coy and sullen. And now I find a report a very liar. For thou art pleasant, gamesome, passing courteous, but slow in speech. Thou canst not look askance, nor bite the lip as angry wenches will. nor hast thou pleasure. Sure would be nice if there was somebody in the audience. To be cross in talk. But thou with mildness entertainst thy wooers, with gentle conference, soft and affable. Why does the world report that Kate doth limp? O slanderous world! Kate, like the hazel twig, is straight and slender, and as brown in hue as hazelnuts, and sweeter than the kernels. Oh, let me see thee walk. Thou dost not halt. Go, fool, in whom thou keepest command. Did ever Diane so become a grove as Kate this chamber with her piercely gate? Oh, be thou Diane, and let her be Kate. And then let Kate be chaste and Diane sportful. Where did you study all this goodly speech? It is extempore from my mother wit, a witty mother, witless else her son, am I not wise? Marry, so I mean, sweet Catherine, as in thy bed, and therefore, setting all this chat aside, thus in plain terms your father hath consented that you shall be my wife, and your dowry agreed on. And will you tell you I will marry you? Now, Kate, I am a husband for your turn, for this by light, whereby I see thy beauty that doth make like thee well, thou must marry to no man but me, for I am he born to tame you, Kate, and bring you from a wild Kate to a Kate comfortable as other household Kates. Reenter Baptista, Gremio, and Tranio. Where the fuck are these names come from? Okay. Here comes your father. Never make denial. I must and will have Catherine to my wife. Now, Signor, I'm having a hard time reading this tiny print. Petruchio, how speed you with my daughter? How but well, sir, how but well. It were impossible I should speed amiss. Why, how now, daughter Catherine? In your dumps? Call you me daughter? What does it say? Now I promise you, you have showed a tender. Okay, I don't want to read that because that's. Wait a minute. Find some better. Okay, let's go to a different play. Why don't we do one of the King Henry plays with a lot of bravado? Or King, which king? I always thought I was born to play the role of a king. Which king am I? Let's see. King Richard II? How about King? Let me see. Which king? It's good to be king. Let's see. Everybody loves a king. Or most people do, not everybody. I like kings. Okay. King, which king do I want to? Okay. Try to decide. Okay, so I'm doing Shakespeare for those of you who just joined me. Let's see. King Henry. No, he left already. As soon as I said Shakespeare, and I wasn't talking about. Okay, let's see. Anything dirty, then I lost an audience member. What about King Lear? King John? King Richard. Old John of Gaunt, time-honored Lancaster, hast thou according to thy oath and band. But hither, Henry, herefore thy bold son, here is make good the boisterous late appeal, which, it's boring. Let's do another, okay, different play, okay. Let's see. Hamlet. I'll do a little bit Macbeth, and then I'll do Hamlet, and then I'll eventually Romeo and Juliet. Macbeth. Okay. God save the king! Whence canst thou worthy these? For faith, great king, where the Norwegian banners flout the sky and fan out our people cold. Norway himself, with terrible numbers, assisted by the most disloyal traitor, the Thane of Cawdor, began a dismal conflict till that Bellona's bridegroom, lapped in proof, confronted him with self-comparisons, point against point rebellious, arm against arm, curbing his lavish spirit, and to conclude, the victory fell on us. Great happiness. That now Sweno, the Norway's king, craves composition, nor would we deign him burial of his men, till he dispersed a saint's colognes inch, $10,000 in our general use. No more than the Thane of Cawdor shall deceive our bosom interest. Go pronounce his present death. And with his former title, greet Macbeth. I'll see it done. What he hath lost, noble Macbeth hath won. Scene 3, a blasted heath. Thunder. Enter the three witches. Where hast thou been, sister? Killing swine. Sister, where thou? A sailor's wife had chestnuts in her lap, and mounched and mounched and mounched. Give me, quoth I, anoint thee, witch, the rump-fed Runyon cries. I'll give thee a wind. Thou art kind, and I another. I myself have all the other, and the very ports they blow, and the quarters that they know. I, the shipman's card, I'll drain him, sleep, now neither night nor day, hang upon his penthouse lid. He shall have a man forbids, weary 7 nights, 9 times 9. Shall he dwindle, peak and pine? Though his bark cannot be lost, yet it shall be tempest tossed. Look what I have. Show me, show me. Here I have a pilot's thumb, wrecked as homeward he did come. A drum, a drum. Macbeth doth come. The weird sisters, hand in hand, posters of the sea and land, thus do go about, thrice to thine, and thrice to mine, and thrice again to make up 9. Peace, the charms wound up. Enter Macbeth and Banquo. So foul and fair a day I have not seen. How far is called the forays? What are these, so withered and so wild in their attire? They look not like the inhabitants of the earth, and yet are on it. Live you? You are aught that man may question? You seem to understand me. By each at once choppy finger laying upon her skinny lips. You should be women, and yet your beards forbid me to interpret that you are so. Speak if you can, what are you? All hail, Macbeth! Hail to thee, Thane of Glamis! All hail, Macbeth! Hail to thee, Thane of Cawdor! All hail, Macbeth, that shalt be king hereafter. Good sir, why do you start and seem to fear things that do sound so fair? If the name of truth are you fantastical, or that indeed which outwardly ye show, my noble partner, ye greet with present grace and great prediction of noble having and of royal hope, that seems rapt withal, to speak me not, to me you speak not. If you can look into the seeds of time and say which grain will grow and which will not. Speak then to me, who neither beg nor fear your favors nor your hates. Lesser than Macbeth and greater, not so happy yet happier. Lady Macbeth, or my dearest love, Duncan comes here tonight. And when goes hence? Tomorrow, as he purposes? Oh, never shall sun that morrow see. Your face, my thane, is as a book where men may read strange matters. To beguile the time, look like the time. Bear welcome in your eye. Your hand, your tongue, looks like the innocent flower. But be the serpent under it. He's that coming, must be provided for, and you shall be put. This great night's business into my dispatch, which shall to our nights and days to come give solely sovereign sway and masterdom. We will speak further. Only look up clear. To alter forever, to alter favor ever is to fear. Leave all the rest to me. Scene 6, Inverness, before Macbeth's castle. This castle hath a pleasant seat. The air nimbly and sweetly recommends itself unto our gentle senses. This guest of summer, the temple haunting martlet, does approve by his loved masonry that the heaven's breath smells wooingly here. No jutty frieze, buttress, nor coign of vantage, but this bird hath made her pendant bed and procreant cradle. Where thy most breed and haunts, I have observed. The air is delicate. Enter Lady Macbeth. See, our honored hostess. The love that follows us sometime is our trouble, which still we think as love. Herein I teach you how you shall bid God heal for your pains and thank us for your trouble. All our service and every point twice done, and then done double. We're poor and single business is to contend against those honors deep and broad wherewith, and the late dignities heaped up to them. We rest your hermits. Where's the Thane of Cawdor? We coursed him at the heels and had a purpose to be his purveyor, but he rides well, and his great love sharp as a spur hath holp him. To his home before us, fair and noble hostess, we are your guests tonight. Scene 7, Inverness, Macbeth's castle. If it were done when 'tis done, then 'twere well. If it were done quickly, if the assassination could trammel up the consequence and catch, with his success, that but this blow might be the all and end. I feel like doing, wait a minute, okay. Let's go to Romeo and Juliet. I want to make sure I get that in. Romeo and Juliet. Okay. Um, Scene 2, Capulet's Orchard. Enter Romeo. He jests at scars that never felt a wound. Enter Juliet above a window. At a window, but soft. What light through yonder window breaks? It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon, who is already sick and pale with grief. That thou art her maid art far more fair than she. Be not her maid, since she is envious. Her vestal livery is but sick and green, and none but fools do wear it. Cast it off. It is my lady, oh, it is my love, oh, that she knew she were. She speaks, yet she says nothing. What of that? Her eye discourses, I will answer it. I am too bold. 'Tis not me, 'tis not to me she speaks. Two of the fairest stars in all the heaven, having some business, do entreat her eyes to twinkle on their spheres till they return. What if her eyes were there, they in her head? The brightness of her cheek would shame those stars. As daylight doth a lamp. Her eyes in heaven would through the airy region stream so bright. That birds would sing and think it were not night. See how she leans her cheek upon her hand? Oh, that I wear a glove upon that hand. That I might touch that cheek. Aye, she speaks. Oh, speak again, bright angel, for thou art as glorious to this night, being over my head, as is a winged messenger of heaven unto the white, upturned, wondering eyes of mortals that fall back to gaze on him. When he bestrides the lazy pacing clouds and sails upon the bosom of the air. O Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name, or, if thou wilt not, be but sworn by my love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet. Shall I hear more, or shall I speak at this? 'Tis but thy name that is my enemy. Thou art thyself, though not a Montague. What's a Montague? It is nor hand, nor foot, nor arm, nor face, nor any other part belonging to a man. Oh, be some other name. What's in a name? That which we call a rose, by any other name would smell as sweet. So Romeo would Were be not Romeo called, retain that dear perfection which he owes without that title. Romeo, doff thy name, and for thy name, which is no part of thee, take all myself. I take thee at thy word. Call me but love, and I'll be new baptized. Henceforth I never will be Romeo. What man art thou that thus bescreened in night so stumblest on my counsel? So I get it. I read this thing a few times, and I think I understand what the dialogue is really trying to imply here. Juliet is like trying to test his like integrity as a man, and he fails the test. Interesting. By a name, I know not how to tell thee who I am. My name, dear saint, is hateful to myself because it is an enemy to thee. Had I it written, I would tear the word. My ears have not yet drunk 100 words of thy tongue's uttering, and yet I know the sound. Art thou not Romeo and a Montague? Neither, fair maid, if either thee dislike. How canst thou hither? Tell me, and wherefore? The orchard walls are high and hard to climb, and the place death, considering who thou art, if any of my kinsmen find thee here. With love's light wings did I overperch these walls, for stony limits cannot hold love out. And what love can do, that dares love attempt, therefore thy kinsmen are no stop to me. If they do see thee, they will murder thee. Alack, there lies more peril in thine eye than 20 of their swords. Look thou but sweet, and I am proof against their enmity. I would not for the world they saw thee here. I have night's cloak to hide me from their eyes. And but thou love me, let them find me here. My life were better ended by their hate than death prorogued wanting of thy love. By whose direction foundst thou out this place? By love that first did prompt me to inquire, he let me counsel, and I lent him eyes. I am no pilot, yet wert thou as far as the vast shores watched with the farthest sea. I should adventure for such merchandise. Thou knowest the mask of night is on my face, else would a maiden blush bepaint my cheek. For that which thou hast heard me speak tonight, fain would I dwell in form, fain deny what I have spoke, but farewell compliment. Dost thou love me? I know thou wilt say aye, and I will take thy word, yet if thou swearest, thou mayest prove false at lovers' perjuries. They say Jove laughs, O gentle Romeo, if thou dost love, pronounce it faithfully. Or if thou thinkest I am too quickly won, I'll frown and be perverse and say thee nay, so thou wilt woo, but else, not for the world, in truth, fair Montague, I am too fond. And therefore thou mayest think my behavior light. But trust me, gentlemen, I'll prove more true than those that have more cunning to be strange. I should have been more strange, I must confess. But that thou overheardst ere I was ware, my true love's passion, therefore pardon me, and that impute this yielding to light love, which the dark night hath so discovered. Lady, by yonder blessed moon I vow, that tips with silver all these fruit tree tops. Oh, swear not by the moon, the inconsistent moon, that no monthly changes in her circled orb, lest that thy love prove likewise variable. What shall I swear by? Do not swear at all. Or, if thou wilt, swear by thy gracious self, which is the god of my idolatry, and I'll believe thee. If my heart's dare love, well, do not swear. Although I joy in thee, I have no joy in this contract tonight. It is too rash, too unadvised, too sudden, too like the lightning, which doth cease to be. Ere one can say it lightens, sweet good night. This bud of love by summer's ripening breath may prove a beauteous flower when next we meet. Good night, as sweet repose and rest. Come to my heart as that within my breast. Oh, wilt thou leave me so unsatisfied? What satisfaction canst thou have tonight? The exchange of thy love's faithful vow for mine. I gave thee mine before thou didst request it, and yet I would it were to give again. Wouldst thou withdraw it? For what purpose, love? But to be frank and give it thee again. And yet I wish but for the thing I have. My bounty is as boundless as the sea. My love is deep, the more I give it to thee. The more I have, for both are infinite. Nurse calls within. I hear some noise within, dear love, adieu. Anon, good nurse. Sweet Montague, be true, stay but a little, and we'll come again. Oh, blessed night, am I feared. Being in night, all this is but a dream. Too flattering sweet to be substantial. Re-enter Juliet above. 3 words, dear Romeo, and good night indeed. If that thy bent of love be honorable, thy purposed marriage, send me a word tomorrow. By one that I'll procure to come to thee, where and what time wilt perform the rites? But if thou meanest not well, I do beseech thee. By and by I come to cease thy suit and leave me to my grief. Tomorrow will I send. So thrive my soul. 1,000 times good night. 1,000 times the worse to want thy light. Love goes towards love as hissed, Romeo, hissed. Oh, for a Faulkner's voice to lure this tassel gentle bag again. Bondage is hoarse, it may not speak aloud, else would I tear the cave where echo lies. and make her airy tongue more hoarse than mine, with repetition of, it is my soul that calls upon my name. How silver sweet sound lovers' tongues by night, like softest music to attending ears. Romeo, my dear, at what o'clock tomorrow shall I send to thee? By the hour of 9. I will not fail. 'Tis 20 years till then. I have forgot why I did call thee back. Let me stand here till thou remember it. I shall forget to have thee still stand there, remembering how I love thy company, and I'll still stay to have thee still forget, forgetting any other home but this. Till 'tis almost morning, I would have thee gone, and yet no farther than a wanton's bird that lets it hop a little from her hand, like a poor prisoner in his twisted gyves, and with a silk thread plucks it back again. So loving, jealous of his liberty, if I were thy bird, sweet, so would I. Yet I should kill thee with such cherishing. Good night, good night. Parting such sweet sorrow, that I shall say good night till it be tomorrow. Sleep dwell upon thine eyes, and peace in thy breast. Would I were sleep and peace, so sweet to rest. Hence well that my ghostly father's cell has helped to crave and my dear hap to tell. Scene 2, Capulet's Orchard. Enter Juliet. Gallop apace, you fiery-footed steeds, towards Phoebus' lodging, such a wagoner as Phaethon would whip you to the west. And bring in cloudy night immediately. Spread thy close curtain, love-performing nights, that runaways' eyes may wink, and Romeo leap to these arms, untalked of and unseen. Lovers can see to their amorous rights by their own beauties, or if love be blind, it best agrees with night. Come, civil night, thou sober-suited matron, all in black, and learn me how to lose a winning match. Played for a pair of stainless maidenhoods, hood my unmanned blood, baiting in my cheeks. With thy black mantle till strange love grown bold, think true love acted simple modesty. Come, night, thou day, for wilt I live with the wings of night. What devil art thou that dost torment me thus? This torture should be roared in dismal hell. Hath Romeo slain himself? Say thou but, in that bare vowel I shall poison more than the death-darting eye. I am not, if there be such a... Oh, those eyes that shut make thee answer, if he be slain, or if no. Oh, break my heart, poor bankrupt Big Rig was. What storm is this that blows so contrary? Is Romeo slaughtered? And is Tybalt dead? My dearest cousin and my dearest, then dreadful trumpet, sound the general doom. For who is living if those two are gone? Tybalt is gone, and Romeo is banished. Romeo that killed him, he is banished. Oh God, did Romeo's hand shed Tybalt's blood? It did. It did. Alas the day, it did. Oh, serpent hearts, hid with a flowering face, did ever dragon keep so fair a cave? Beautiful tyrant, fiend angelical, dove-feathered raven, wolfish ravening limb, despised substance of divinest show, just opposite to what thou justly seems, O damned saint, an honorable villain, O nature, what hast thou to do in hell when thou didst hover the spirit of a fiend in mortal paradise of such sweet flesh? Was ever book containing such vile matter, so fairly bound? Oh, that deceit should dwell in such a gorgeous palace. There's no trust, no faith, no honesty in men, all perjured, all forsworn, all naught, all dissemblers. Ah, where's my woman? Give me some aqua vita. Those griefs, these woes, these sorrows, shame come to Romeo. Blistered be thy tongue for such a wish. He was not born to shame. Upon his brow shame is ashamed to sit. For 'tis a throne where honor may be crowned. Sole monarch of the universal earth, oh, what a beast was I that shied at him. Will you speak well of him that killed your cousin? Shall I speak ill of him? What tongue shall smooth thy name? When I, thy three, wherefore, villain, didst thou kill my cousin? That villain cousin would have killed her. Back, foolish tears, back to your native spring. Your tributary drops belong to woe, which you, mistaking, offer up the joy. And Tybalt's dead that would have slain. All this is comfort. Wherefore weep I then? Some word there was that murdered me. I would forget it fain. But oh, it presses to my memory like damned guilty deeds to sinners' minds. Tybalt is dead, and Romeo is banished. Hath slain 10,000 Tybalts, Tybalt's dead. Was woe enough? It had ended here. Or if sour, woe delights in fellowship, in needly with other griefs, why followed not when she said Tybalt's dead? Thy father or thy mother, nigh, or both, which modern lamentation might have moved. But what a rearward following Tybalt's death, Romeo is banished. To speak that word is, Tybalt, Romeo, Juliet, all slain, all dead. Romeo is banished. There is no end, no limit, measure bound in that word's death. No words can that woe sound. Weeping and wailing over Tybalt's corse. Will you go to them? I will bring you thither. Wash they with his wounds with tears. Mine shall be spent. When theirs are dry, but for Romeo's banishment, take up these cords, poor ropes, you are beguiled. Both you and I, for Romeo is exiled. Okay, I guess that was enough. Or should I do a little bit more of this? Let's do some more of this, Romeo and Juliet. More Shakespeare. Evermore weeping for your cousin's death? What, wilt thou wash him from his grave with tears? And if thou couldst not make him live. Therefore, have done. Some grief shows much of love, but much of grief shows still some want of wit. Yet let me weep for such a feeling loss. So shall you feel the loss, but not the friend which you weep for? Feeling the loss, I cannot choose but ever weep the friend. Well, girl, thou weepest not so much for his death as that the villain which lives, which slaughtered him. What villain, madam? The same villain, Romeo. Villain, and he may be miles asunder. God pardon him. I do with all my heart. And yet no man like he doth grieve my heart. That is because the traitor murderer lives. Ay, madam, for the reach of these my hands would none but I might venge my cousin's death. We will all have vengeance for it. Fear thou not. Then weep no more. I'll send to one in Mantua, where that same banished Rungate doth live. Shall give him such an unaccustomed dram, that he shall soon keep Tybalt company. And then I hope thou wilt be satisfied. Indeed, I never shall be satisfied with Romeo till I behold him dead. Is my poor heart so for a kinsman vexed? Madam, if you could find out but a man to beer a poison, I would temper it, that Romeo should upon receipt thereof soon sleep in quiet. That's pretty good. Okay. Oh, how my heart abhors to hear him named, and it cannot come to him to wreak the love I bore my cousin Tybalt upon his body that hath slaughtered him. Find thou out the means? Now find such a man. But now I tell thee joyful tidings, girl. And joy comes well in such a needy time. What are they, beseech your ladyship? Well, well, thou hast a careful father, one to put heaviness, hast sorted out a sudden day of joy that thou expects not, nor I look not for. Madam, and happy time, what day is that? God's bread, it makes me mad. Day, night, hour, tide, time, work, play, alone in company. Still my care hath been to have her matched, and having now provided a gentleman of noble parentage, a fair demesnes, youthful and nobly trained, stuffed, as they say, with honorable parts, proportioned as one's thought would wish a man, and then to have a wretched polling fool, a whining mammoth in her fortune's tender, to answer till not wed, I cannot, I am too pardon. Is there no pity sitting in the clouds that sees into the bottom of my grief? Oh, sweet my mother, cast me not away. Delay this marriage for a month, a week, or if you do not, make the bridal bed in that dim monument where Tybalt lies. Talk not to me, for I'll speak not a word. Do as thou wilt, for I have done with thee. Oh God, oh nurse, how shall this be prevented? Faith is here. Here it is. Romeo is banished, and all the world to nothing, that he dares come back to challenge you. Or if he do, it needs must be by stealth. Then, since this case so stands as now it doth, ancient damnation. O most wicked fiend. Is it more sin to wish me thus forsworn, or to dispraise with that same tongue, which she hath praised him with above compare so many thousand times? Go, counselor, thou and my bosom henceforth shall be twain. I'll to the friar to know his remedy, or if all else fail, myself have power to die. So many guests invited here are red. Sarah, go hire me 20 cunning cooks. You shall have none at all. I'll try they can lick their fingers. How canst thou try them so? Tell cook that cannot lick his own fingers till there's what? Go, be gone. We shall be much unfurnished for this time. For well, he may be chance to do some good only. A peevish self will harlotry it is. See where she comes from shift with merry look. How now, my headstrong? Where have you been gadding? Where I have learnt me to repeat the sin of disobedient opposition to you in your behest, and I am enjoined by holy Lawrence to fall prostrate here. To beg your pardon, I do beseech thee. Henceforth, send for the county. Go tell him this. I met the youthful. Let's see. No, not till Thursday. There's time enough. Go, nurse, with her. We'll go to church tomorrow. We shall be short in our provision. 'Tis now here nigh. Tush, I will stir about. In all things shall be well. I warrant thee, wife. Go thou to Juliet. Help to deck her, to deck up her. I'll not to bed tonight. Let me alone. They are all forth. Well, I will in county Paris to prepare against tomorrow. My heart is a wondrous light, since the same wayward girl is so reclaimed. Scene 3, Juliet's chamber. Enter Juliet and nurse. Um, those attires are best, but gentlemen, I pray thee leave me. Yeah, trying to find some dialogue I feel like reading. Scene 1, Mantua Street, enter Romeo. If I might trust the flattering truth of sleep, my dreams presage some joyful news at hand. Lightly as snow. And all this day, an unaccustomed spirit lifts me above the ground with cheerful thoughts. I dreamt my lady came and found me dead. Strange dream that gives a dead man leave to think, and breathes such life with kisses in my lips that I revived and was an emperor. Ah me, how sweet is love itself possessed, when but love's shadows are so rich in joy. Enter Balthazar, Romeo. News from Verona. How now, Balthazar? Dost thou not bring me letters from the friar? How doth my lady? Is my father well? How fares my Juliet? That I ask again, for nothing can be ill if she be well. Then she is well, and nothing can be ill. Her body sleeps in Carpel's monument, and her immortal part with angels lives. All right. Okay. That was enough of that.